Today we're going to be reacting to this video titled 10 Valuable Yu-Gi-Oh Cards You'll Need for 2026. As somebody who is an old player returning to this game, maybe this is something that I need to brush up on, because while I've been really getting into it, especially with Genesis, there's still some knowledge that I've been lacking over here. So I'm excited. Let's get into the video for today, guys.
Yu-Gi-Oh cards you will need for 2026. Big dogs, new year, new me means so many different things. I hope that you're drinking water this year.
So far, so good. Got my cup of water with me for this nice reaction video.
I hope that you are getting on your workout regimen. Get to it. And I hope that since you're getting back to Yu-Gi-Oh, getting someone into Yu-Gi-Oh, or getting into Yu-Gi-Oh,
Hey, that's me. I have a lot of experience with the hat format, the Edison format. I recently have been playing a ton of Yu-Gi-Oh Genesis. I have been enjoying it very much.
Attention to this entire video.
All right, let's see.
I am going to be dropping some absolute gems. Let's go ahead and jump on in.
CaliEffect, the king of games.
What's going on with y'all, big dogs? And it is an amazing day for Yu-Gi-Oh! I hope that your day phenomenal.
Okay, well, so far so good. I'm a little bit exhausted. I got up at 3 a.m. to record all the content today on my day off of work.
If it isn't, don't let what happened at the beginning of your day ruin the rest of your day.
You know what? That's actually sound advice, but let's get to the cards.
And just like every single Monday, it's time for that Update Monday. A particular time where I trick you into thinking that this is a Yu-Gi-Oh video, but in actuality, I want to make you a better person overall, especially in the big 2-6.
Okay, hang on. If we're not, we better still be seeing some Yu-Gi-Oh cards over here.
So I had two choices to show you guys with this Update Monday. You can take the red pill, and I will show you something extravagant. Or you can take the blue pill. We're taking the blue pill every single time. It's blue. For this update...
Huh? No. All right. We'll see. We'll see.
Top Deck TJ has something really special to share with you guys. He's starting off the big 2-6 with a bang.
You know what? It's nice to see. But I would prefer to see these things at the end of YouTube videos. But again, everybody has their own channel. Everybody does their own thing. I don't mean to, like, I'm not hateful when I'm saying that. I was ready to talk about some cards.
So, you know, the big 2-6 kind of started, and we doing real good.
Talk to him.
But first, I want to talk about something super important, super quickly. Your mental health is very important. And the reason why I bring this up is because it's something that...
If this is an ad, I'm going to blow my brains out.
It affects me a lot. And it's something that actually ties into this scenario, because for a while, I didn't feel ready to do what I'm currently doing. And, you know, it's the big 2-6, and things gotta change. And,
yeah!
You know, I got me a girl! What's up?
Well, there you go.
In all seriousness, she's amazing. I never thought I'd find somebody like
this. Dude, if you pick the right girl, it could be phenomenal for your mental health. But I would say, and this is somebody who I know what I'm talking about on the case. Not that I'm not saying that I have mental health issues, but we've been around a lot of people who have been. I'll be honest with you, okay? A little bit off topic, dude. What are we talking about today? I have been a lifelong martial artist. I have seen many people come through the gyms with mental health problems, with anger issues, with all of those things, with these problems in their lives, and they end up getting saved. So I'm a big advocate that every single man under the sun should get involved in martial arts. It will fix you. It will fix your mental health. And of course, not everybody it'll fix for, right? Everybody is different. Everybody has particular scenarios that there's really no diving out of. But for the vast majority of people, getting into shape can fix that. That's why so many people talk about going to the gym. I'm a big advocate. If you run 2 kilometers daily for 3 weeks straight, you will find yourself feeling a lot better. So a lot of times you can just get into that if you're a guy. I think martial arts could be the very best thing for you.
She truly brings the best out in me, and we're a perfect match.
He's in love!
But honestly, picking a good girl, like, that's why I'm so happy with my wife, because when you have a great girl around you, when you have a good girlfriend, when you have a good wife, that only elevates your life experience, man.
A little bit more about this. TJ wasn't in a well place for quite some time. Awesome dude, but we all fall in ruts. His was a pretty big one for several years. After some really tough conversations, me and him, Bird and him, he stepped outside of his comfort zone. So for big 2-6, I want you guys to do exactly that.
I say for the big 2-6, get involved in martial arts. And if you don't like the striking, if you don't want to get punched in the head, go do jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of stuff you can get into, man. I guarantee you it'll fix you at the very least. Go for a solid run, 2 kilometers for 3 weeks straight. You'll come back and you'll tell me that I'm right.
You'll be surprised on what the world has to offer. Just like in Yu-Gi-Oh, we got a few cards to offer you so you can get your year started. These Yu-Gi-Oh cards, I think, are going to be must-have cards. So if you don't have them, go ahead and pick them up. And if you guys are using TCG Player, make sure you use my link down below in the description. It really helps me out as a content.
Oh, what's that do? Is it something that I should be getting into? Because I'm the only girl on this channel. Guys, you guys are gonna have me for years over here, dude. So, do people get money for TCG links? What's it about? Like, is it buying cards?
Let's go ahead and start off with some really powerful cards.
All right,
One
let's
thing
see.
that I noticed about the end of 2025 and the beginning of 2026 is that there's a lot of monster effect interaction. Yu-Gi-Oh players are using more monster effects more than they're using their feet and hands to touch grass. So I think that it's imperative that we make sure we pick up triple tactics talents and triple tactics thrust. Notice I said S's at both of them. Triple tactics talent is currently
Okay, I'm not familiar with this card. If your opponent has activated a monster effect during your main phase's turn, activate one of these effects. Draw 2 cards, take control of one monster your opponent controls to the end phase, look at your opponent's hand and choose 1 card to shuffle into the deck. Whoa! That's a very good card.
limited on our ban list, but in this Yu-Gi-Oh meta, hypothetically, if hand traps become less important and monster interaction is happening all the time, this
If anybody could explain to me in the comments, I would appreciate it, because I thought that he was talking about hand traps. I would appreciate if anybody could shed some light on that in the comments.
card could come off the list at 3. I mean, overall, you really don't have anything to lose because the card has been printed so many times and is really cheap.
Yeah, you're gonna get it for sure. Triple Tactics is an entire archetype that I'm not familiar with.
Thrust, on the other hand,
If your opponent has activated a monster effect during this turn, set 1 normal trap or spell directly from your deck except Triple Tactics Thrust. Or if your opponent controls a monster, you can add it to your hand instead. That set card cannot be activated this turn. You can only activate 1 per turn. I feel like this card's been used on me.
just received a reprint. On top of that, currently the card is not competitively viable.
Dude, that... Not competitive viable? Really? Why not? You don't go a turn without an opponent activating effect, right?
I mean, it's actually very, very competitively viable. It's just not being used right now. This card also
Interesting.
has a ton of reprints now, thanks to Quarter Century Bonanza, the 25th Anniversary Dueling 10, and of course the Fallen and Virtuous Structure deck.
Oh man, I miss those days getting the old tins, dude, but now I'm only an online player nowadays.
It is a sleeper Yu-Gi-Oh card that you can benefit from if you pick it up right
Absolutely.
now. It's kind of like when I told you guys to buy all those Mediuses the Pure when they were cheap. And the reason why I said to pick up those
Medius the Pure, okay? I've never heard of any of these cards. Dude, there are so many things for me to learn over here. And by the way, if you're new to this channel over here, we have an entire series where I learn about old Yu-Gi-Oh cards that ended up getting support, or old Yu-Gi-Oh archetypes, and a bunch of archetypes that I've never heard about, because again, I am an old player returning to this game. Anyways, Medius the Pure. If this card is normal special summon, you can add it to your hand or special summon 1 power patron monster from your deck. If this card is a graveyard, you can shovel 1 monster from your hand or face up field into the deck. Special summon this card but banish it when it leaves the field. Okay, so it has a kind of a universal effect, and I'm not for sure. I'm not familiar with the other card that it gets out.
Mediuses the Pure is because they were really important for any Yu-Gi-Oh strategy that wants to revolve around it. I want you guys to think of Medius the Pure like how you thought of Fallen of Albaz or Visa's Starfrost.
I know Fallen of Albaz. I know that card, but I'm not... Dude, look at that Starfrost card. Sorry, I like looking at the artwork right away. Very cool piece of artwork.
Visa Starfrost! These cards were integral for not only multiple decks, they were integral to the entire story lore for multiple strategies. And while Fallen of Albaz was primarily used in Branded, and Visa Starfrost was primarily used in...
Hang on, it says, if this card's in your hand, you can target 1 monster you control with a different type and attribute in this card to destroy that monster, and if you do, special summon this card. You can only use this effect once per turn. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can make this card gain attack equal to half the original attack or defense of that monster, whichever is the highest, your choice of type. Wow. That's a pretty good card.
Vanadium, Medius the Pure actually takes it to another level. It's actually good not only in Art Mage, it is incredible in the new deck Elven Note. So
Never heard of
this
it.
card went from being a 6-7 card to a $23 Yu-Gi-Oh card. My bad, I promise I'll leave it in 2025. Medius the Pure is really tricky because we know that this card is good, but also I want to tell you guys this card is 1000% getting reprinted. So if you guys
So I didn't think... I thought this card, like it says 10 valuable Yu-Gi-Oh cards you need. I thought it meant like, okay, these are kind of underrated cards to use, which he still is talking about, but I didn't know that he actually meant the prices for the cards.
Are on the hype train right now or have a ton of Medius the Pures, take it from Big Dog and sell them when they're hot. Now, I also think that it's incredibly important for 2026 that you pick up your Raven Wing version 4. Big Dogs, whether you're a new player getting into the game, a returning player, or a player that's playing currently right now. You can't go wrong with the cheapest sleeve in comparison to my competitors, and you also can't go wrong with this type of...
Is this his own card sleeves? Oh, I wish that I could remember for you. There was one particular brand of sleeves that I used every time. Okay, I know every single card is slippery. I know when you get new sleeves, they're slippery. I don't know if that's a thing now. I don't know how many has come out since. And the last time I played IRL, Oh my god, it was a million years ago. I'm thinking like 2011, maybe before that. Over the years, I've become like a straight up online player. But there is, I wish I could remember the brand of sleeves. Like, it was the smoothest thing under the sun, where you would put the deck down and the cards would fall apart and you would just have to play with them a little bit in order for them to all come together. Oh, I wish I could remember the brand.
Quality that I'm giving to you. Raven Wings were specifically designed because players didn't like the current prices of sleeves or the quality that competitors are giving out. So make sure you go to TheCaliEffect.com and purchase your sleeves today. And if you
Well, this guy's making money from TCG. He has his own website. I'm happy for him. This is cool because I've only had a limited experience watching him as a YouTuber, and so far I've been really enjoying his content.
Store looking for some Raven Wings, hit me up, dog. I'll see if I can hook you up. I also want to take the time to give a shout out to the Brick and Mortar store.
All right, we're gonna skip this part, okay?
One of the more important things at this deck is an engine. Using Radiant Typhoon monsters to be able to make any rank 3 monster at your disposal, there are cards like Bamboozling the
Number 75, Gossip Shadow. Okay, all right. Once per turn, when an opponent's monster activates its effect, the quick effect, you can detach 2 materials from this card. The activated effect becomes both players' draw 1 card. Then you can target one number XYZ monster you control, attach it to a material, transfer the materials. Not bad.
Gossip Shadow to be able to stop
Pretty
important hand effects. There's even Metal Molita Brass Djinn, which means
once per turn, you can detach 1 XYZ material from this card, then target 1 Djinn XYZ monster you control. It can make a second attack during the battle phase of turn. That has potential.
One Radiant Typhoon card can be full Fiendsmith combo, but I think people really underestimate that Radiant Typhoon is not just for those particular strategies.
We missed Radiant Typhoon, didn't we?
Only will it be a pretty solid Yu-Gi-Oh deck once we get the Burst Protocol set, it also can be used for pretty powerful links like Cherubini Ebon Angel of the Burning Abyss.
Look at this card's artwork. Holy. Monsters this card points to cannot be destroyed by card effects. If this card be destroyed by battle or an opponent's card effect, you can send 1 other card you control to the graveyard instead. You can send 1 level 3 or lower monster from your deck to the graveyard, then target 1 Burning Abyss monster in the field. It gains attack and defense equal to the attack and defense of the monster sent to the graveyard until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. Very good card. Very solid.
Which has historically been a bridge for a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh strategies.
I could imagine.
For example, if you're playing Tenpai Dragon, Radiant Typhoon can use Cherubini to be able to send Pydra to the graveyard, and then
if this card is normal or special summon, you can add to your hand or set 1 Sanguine spell and trap from your deck. Sanguine? Huh. You can only use this effect once per turn. You take no battle damage from battles involving your fire dragon monsters. Once per turn during the battle phase, if you can quick effect immediately after this card resolves, synchro summon using this card you can control. Yeah, I can see that being good.
If you have a 3rd monster, you can make Promethean Princess. You can send Malice Pete Dormouse from the deck to the graveyard, and then make Haggard Lizard Dose to be able to go full Malice combo. There is so much opportunity for the Radiant Typhoon engine. If you didn't buy it when I told you to, you're probably going to have to bite the bullet and pick it up now. It's going to be really good for the competitive 2026 season. And while we're at it, I did mention Fiendsmiths, and I think it's pretty safe to pick up the Fiendsmith cards, most of them. You see, I'm pretty good at noticing trends. And one thing that I wholeheartedly notice is that half of the Fiendsmith cards were in the previous rarity collection. Where do you think the other Fiendsmith cards are going to be? While I don't think that it is an amazing idea to pick up cards like Fiendsmith Requiem.
Man, this is one of the reasons why it's so much better to play online. I don't understand why people are so like, unless you're like a legitimate competitive player, why wouldn't you play online? These things get so expensive so quickly, and like they're talking about these valuable cards that you need to pick up when when it's like a good time to pick them up. Yu-Gi-Oh has robbed, or Konami has robbed so many people of their money over the years.
And tracked unless you really need them for an upcoming event. I think that it's a-okay for picking up cards like Fiendsmith Engraver.
I'm not familiar with all the Fiendsmith cards. I don't think I've ever played against them. I've never heard of these cards before.
And of course, cards like DDD Wave High King Caesar.
This one looks familiar. Hang on. When a spell or trap or monster effect is activated that includes the effect that special summons a monster quick effect, you can detach 1 material from this card, negate the activation if you destroy that card. Then you can make 1 other DD monster you control, and this card gain 1800 attack until the end of the turn. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can add 1 dark contract card from your deck to your hand. It just doesn't stop. That's the problem with so many modern cards nowadays. Is like there's way too much going on with one
These
monster.
cards were already reprinted in the 2025 year, and the odds of them being reprinted again is fairly low. Moving away from engines, board breaker cards are incredible right now. If you guys haven't picked them up, some of the best board breaker cards in the game are Super Polymerization and
yeah, I love Super Polymerization. I'm a big Super Poly guy. I fit into the decks whenever I can, man.
Dark Ruler no more.
Again, negate the effects all face-up monsters your opponent currently controls until the end of this turn. Also, for the rest of this turn, after this card resolves, your opponent takes no damage. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this card's activation. Interesting.
Very cool that these cards have multiple reprints all the way from common to their highest rarity, Starlight or Quarter Century Secret Rare, however you put it. I mean, in my opinion, Ultimate Rare is the best rarity of all time, but who's counting?
You know, this is a hot take, man. I'm a Gold Series guy. I've always loved those cards, either that or Ghost Rare.
Oh, some Ultimate Rare Dark Ruler no mores. Oh my god. Not only have these two spell cards statistically been some of the best cards in the entire existence of Yu-Gi-Oh!, they're just really safe cards to have, especially since they were just reprinted a couple of years ago.
You know what I love too is that Super Polymerization has stood the test of time. There's cards that have just been around forever that have never fallen out of relevancy. It's
last
funny.
year respectively. And while I do envision that these cards will get a reprint again, the high rarity copies of these cards won't. I think they're incredibly safe pickups. They're also crazy strong against the meta right now.
And something that I forgot to mention as we continue on talking about the rarities, something that I do understand because I did mention that I'm a big online player nowadays, is one thing that I definitely understand is wanting to have a deck of like a particular rarity. Like, could you imagine playing a deck of like only ultimate rare cards? That's what I was like. I tried it so hard to like get a bunch of cards or like some decks that I built at the highest rarity possible, just have all the cards shine in your board. I understand the appeal there.
That's like how Forbidden Droplet is. Brother, have you seen the ultis? Hold on, let me show you. Oh, they look so good. Understandably,
I'm uncomfortable.
not every player will have access to Forbidden Crown. The card is the newest version of the Forbidden series, and if you ask me, I think you should pick up all the Forbidden cards.
All right, apply these effects one face-up monster in the field until the end of this turn. Dude, what is with all of these things? Negate the effect, cannot attack, cannot be destroyed by battle or card effects, unaffected by activated card effects except its own, cannot be attributed, cannot be used for a material for a fusion, synchro, XYZ, or link summon. Neither player can activate monster effects in response to this card's activation. Is that going to be a thing moving forward with cards? You can't activate effects in response to this card's activation because we already had a problem with effects being way too powerful, man. So is this just automatically make a monster is safe for a turn?
It doesn't really hurt you to pick up chalices. Those cards are readily available.
That's another card that I'm talking about. Like, this card has never fallen out of relevancy.
Every rarity, or lances, or dresses. I mean,
I've never heard of dress.
Yeah, pick up scriptures too. Yeah.
Dude, there's a bunch of forbidden cards. I'm only familiar with Forbidden Lance and Forbidden Chalice. I'm a big Forbidden Lance guy. I always used that card back in the day.
I'm not. I like the Forbidden series. The Forbidden cards will be searchable once Burst Protocol comes out. I can see players using a Dark Lord engine inside of their deck to be able to get these Forbidden cards later on in the competitive metagame. But even without the Dark Lord cards, these cards are insane. Well, at least just Droplet in Chalice right now. Having a card to be able to counter your opponent's cards on turn 1 and turn 0 is really, really important. Now, there are 2 more engines and a couple of more cards that I think you need your hands on for 2026. One of the engines just so happens to be the Millennium Engine.
Millennium Engine?
The Millennium Engine.
Millennium Engine? What? Dude, there are so many old things that they gave support to over the years. It's been crazy cool to see.
Never really took off in the TCG. It was a really big thing in Master Duel, so much so that they actually found themselves on the Forbidden list. The Millennium Monsters are basically Grandpa Moto's old school cards that place themselves into the Spell and Trap card zone, and at the cost of life points, unless you have Millennium Unk in your hand, you get to special summon them to your side.
What the hell's Millennium Unk?
The field. But the best thing about them is that since they put monsters into the Spell and Trap card zone, you can easily summon Snake Eyes Doom Dragon to you.
I'm thinking of Millennium cards from back in the day. I don't think I'm familiar with Snake Eyes cards. Alright, anyways, must be either fusion summoned or special summoned by sending 2 face-up monsters from your Spell and Trap zone to the graveyard. If this card is special summoned, you can target 1 face-up monster in the field, place it face-up in its owner's Spell and Trap card zone as a continuous spell. You can only use the effect once per turn. Huh, interesting.
Side of the field. These cards are especially good if you have a lot of extra deck room or if you want to summon rank 8 monsters. It also can give you a free level 5 monster for canine plays. As for hand traps, it should be pretty obvious for most of them. Of course, you are going to need Ash Blossom and Joyous Spring.
Oh yeah. That card never stopped being good, eh?
And all of the Molcharmi cards.
Yeah, I didn't know about these cards and I started using them once I started playing Genesis. I can't remember which one that I use. Oh, I think it's that one at the bottom right, but I don't know how many of them exist.
Just a given. But a card that I think is a really big sleeper this year will be Herald of Orange Light. Konami has been pushing...
What? Oh, there's been fairy archetypes coming out, I
Fairy
guess, eh?
support on us, and I think we're going to be pretty receptive of it very soon. And with
Oh,
the
yeah, I
current
can see that.
reprints that the card has had, not saying it can't be in Rarity Collection 5, it is very possible that it does get skipped though, and if it is, you could. I think
Dude, that card was ahead of its time, eh? Herald of Orange Light. I used to hate playing that card because you needed to get rid of 2 cards.
also, while we're here, since it's so cheap, finally, you pick up your Horus cards. Not sure if the Horus cards will have any type of application, but they just got reprinted as ultra rares inside of the Charmy structure.
Yes, I've seen this archetype. I know it's seen play, and we are definitely going to be making a video learning about that archetype soon.
Structure deck. Charmer structure deck. The Charmer structure deck. Now, should you buy the Charmer structure deck, Konami would ban anybody talking bad about their product. Don't buy that. It's a money grab and it's trash. What you gonna do?
Does Konami have a history of banning people for saying bad things about their game?
Hey, go ahead. What's up? The Horus engine is another Master Duel engine that never really took off in the TCG. It's solid, allowing you to be able to summon free level 8 bodies to your side of the field. And I think that it's almost a no-brainer to pick it up because now it's finally cheap. The last card that I think you guys should be looking into is Lava Golem. There doesn't really
Yes,
need
I still use Lava Golem. Dude, that's what I'm talking about. Like the old cards that just randomly see play. You can get rid of 2 monsters that are historically not easy to get rid of. You can use the Volcanic Queen too.
to be much else said about my boy Lava Golem. I even made a video talking about how it's one of those old school cards
Whoa.
that's still kicking butt.
We gotta take a look at that card. That's great.
So go ahead and watch that video if you want to find out about some more awesome cards. Well, that's pretty much all that we
I
have.
loved it, man. I really like this guy, TheCaliEffect. And again, I've only had a limited experience watching because I have been recently getting back into the game as I started up this channel, so please go check him out. Some of the pinned comment description down below. If you guys want to watch some more reaction content, we reacted to some Yu-Gi-Oh TikToks. You can check out this video over here. There were some great ones. I'd love to have you over there. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Take care, guys.